Midnight Rider by the Allman Brothers. The song was written by Greg Allman, along with, interestingly enough, a roadie for the Allman Brothers at the time, Robert Kim Payne. At the time of filming this lesson, Greg Allman has just passed away, and I wanted to do one of his songs this week. And he was quoted at least at one point as saying this was the song he was most proud of in his career. So we're going to take a close look at Midnight Rider, and specifically the first version off that Allman Brothers record. There's been a lot of versions of this song. There's a lot of nice things happening on all these guitars. The acoustic guitar part that really drives the song, that riff, we'll take a close look at that. And then we've got that nice back and forth electric guitar solo over the bridge. And then finally, we'll look at an option for mimicking Greg Allman's keyboard part on an electric guitar. In this tutorial, we're going to look at the acoustic guitar part for Midnight Rider. That main riff obviously drives the song along really throughout the whole thing. So we'll spend some time on that, but first let's look at this introduction part, which is just, we're going to do the exact same thing 4 times. It looks like this. All right, let's start by getting our fingers in the right spot. Open D string, 2nd fret of G, 3rd fret of B, and then we've got our pick on this D string. We've got middle finger on the G string, and your ring finger on your right hand on that B string. And it's just a really fast roll, and then pick that D string again with your pick right away, and then pick all 3 of those strings. Nice and slow it would be D string, and get a little bit of that G and B string in there too. 2, 3, 4. And on those, when you hit that open D string, if you are getting this G string in there, that's all the better. And the whole verse, 3, go. With this electric guitar part, we're going to be mimicking Greg Allman's keyboard part, and then we'll be playing the lower of the 2 of the back and forth guitar solo over the bridge. So for this guitar, I'd probably start with something a little bit warmer, maybe on your neck pickup, and then when we get to the solo, on this Les Paul anyway, I'm going to flop it over to the middle, so we get both these pickups going. But for the rhythm parts we're doing, I'm going to do it on this neck pickup. All right, so let's dive right in here and take a look at, you can kind of hear this, this keyboard part complementing what the acoustic guitar is doing. And so we're going to try and mimic that a little bit on this Les Paul. And it's going to look like this. You could pick this. I'm going to hybrid pick it with my pick being on the D string, and then middle finger and ring finger of my right hand being on the G and the B string. So we're just starting on the 7th fret of this D string. We're going to pick that, and then cluck the 5th fret as a bar on G and B, then up to 7, again, and back down to this little pedal steel sounding section first that I did on my G bender here. Looks like this on the bender, but I'll actually teach it without the bender since most of you guys don't have that, I'm sure. But here's how it looks. All right, it's just kind of a perfect candidate for the bender because you want to have, ideally, both of these two on the B string and the high E string, the 10th frets here. You want them ringing out really the whole solo. You can hear that pretty clearly, and so it can be a little hard to keep these without bending them out of tune and do that bend, okay? But we'll do the best we can. No bender. It looks like this without the bender. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, and I'm really trying to keep these in tune, and so I'm shading it on some of these to just hitting the B string, which we'll talk about as we get into it, okay? So we're gonna start like this. All right, I'm going 9th fret of D up to 7th fret of G to 9th fret of G. And the solo, 1, 2, 3.